We have 2019 Ball State knocks off Bowling Green to claim the MAC crown at the Stroh Center, and then 2021 here in Muncie, it's Ball State over BG again. Both of those meetings went to 5. Will 5 sets determine the 2022 champion as well? We'll find out next. You are watching the Mid-American Conference Women's Volleyball Championship on ESPN. For the third time in 4 years, it is Ball State and Bowling Green. Falcons the 2 seed, Ball State the defending champion, and the regular season champion, the 1 seed here in this tournament, which has been mostly chalk to this point. Buffalo did throw a wrench into the picture, the 6 seed advancing through the quarterfinals, but Bowling Green rights the apple cart, and we do get 1 versus 2 in the final with a trip to the NCAA tournament on the line. We welcome you courtside here in Muncie alongside the former Ball State outside Mackenzie Kitchell. My name is Joel Godette. We'll hear from Hadassah Harris in just a moment. Kitch 3 times in 4 years now. It's Ball State and Bowling Green in the final. Ball State has won the previous 2 meetings. Us media types would talk about that being a big deal. Coaches will say it is absolutely not a factor. It's all about the present. Player's perspective, is it in your mind?
It is absolutely a big deal. I mean, this has become the MAC championship rivalry. Bowling Green probably is very, very hungry tonight. Ball State has to feel a little more confident, comfortable, but still just as hungry. Somebody
who's played in each of those previous 2 meetings is Petra Androva, the senior player of the year and the outside hitter for Bowling Green. She changed positions this season. Does it make her player of the year more impressive?
Oh, absolutely. Going from right side, being player of the year out there, going from outside, player of the year there as well. I mean, what a versatile player, and just really shows how great of a player she is.
Plays 6 rotations as well, completely unselfish, fantastic leader for this Falcons unit. Flip side, let's talk about the outsides for the Cardinals, chiefly Kate Snyder, because the season really turned when she emerged. Why?
The season absolutely emerged when she turned and started playing her best. I mean, you watch her, she can hit every shot in the book. She has that hard cut shot, that deep cross shot, that line shot. I mean, she is comfortable and confident out there, and the Cardinals look to her for when they need a kill.
Kate Snyder double figures in 13 of the last 16 matchups of the regular season. Absolutely dominating and a huge piece of Ball State's offensive attack as this season emerged what was eventually a 13-match winning streak. Bowling Green comes in riding a 7-match winning streak. Jaden Walls is their starting setter. They do run a 6-2, so we'll see Hannah Laube at some point. Caitlin Meyer, 4 times a first-team all-conference performer, now in her 5th season of college. And Alexis Mattil closes things out in the middle. 2 new middle blockers this season because of graduation for Bowling Green. Cardinals start Marie Plitt, the best middle statistically in the Mid-American Conference. Natalie Reese was the most outstanding player in this tournament last season. No love for Lauren Gilliland. Last 2 years, not an all-conference selection. She did lead the league in hitting last season. Talked about Kate Snyder. Natalie Mitchum is the right side, and Megan Wolonsky is the best setter in the Mid-American Conference. Just a sophomore from the Cincinnati area in Ohio. 2 immensely talented lineups. You just look at the starters, Kitch, and you go, all right, we're going to play some volleyball tonight.
Oh, yes, we are. You know, both of these teams are so strong at the net. It's going to be a really big net game here. Blocking, hitting, everything.
These 2 teams met during the regular season just once. I feel like the MAC has to work on that scheduling quirk.
Yes, they do.
Almost everybody plays twice. Ball State, Bowling Green the last 2 years have met only once. It was a 3-0 Ball State sweep. Down on the floor, let's visit for our 3rd member of our crew and say hey to Hadassah Harris.
Thanks, Joel. A lot to take in today inside Worthen Arena as Ball State takes on Bowling Green, the 1 and 2 seed. It's important to note that last year, Ball State defeated the Falcons inside Worthen Arena. So today we can expect that there's going to be some intense action between the two teams. Back to you guys.
Hadassah, thank you. We talked with Daniela Tomic, more than a decade as the head coach for Bowling Green. Said, hey, you guys haven't gotten the job done against Ball State the last few years. Very close matchups, but the Cardinals have won all 3 of the meetings this and last season. What's the difference for you guys? It comes down to the little things, and I know that's coach speak, but that's really what it is.
Yes, it is the little things. I mean, this Bowling Green team, all Bowling Green teams really, their defense is unreal. I mean, they are so scrappy, and with this front lineup, I mean, they should be unstoppable.
Bowling Green will always have 3 offensive weapons in the front row running this 6-2 offense. Megan Wolanski starts in the back row for the Cardinals, best server in this league. Pass tight to the net, set back out to Meyer, and there's Natalie Reese with the first touch defensively for the Cardinals, and Kate Snyder comes up with the first kill. Those are the 2 critical names. It was Reese pretty much moving primarily to a back row position that opened things up for Snyder, and that's where the season turned.
Yeah, Reese is such a core to this team. I mean, a leader, just whenever they need a point, she's there to get it.
Wolanski had nearly 60 aces as a freshman last year, 45 this season. And there's a block for Snyder again. Couple of kills early, couple of points early. She combines with Gilliland, and it's 2-0. First time we've seen Lauren Hovey, 14 for the Falcons, freshman of the year in this conference, out of Waterloo in Ohio. Tight set out to Meyer, tip drill, dug up by Wolanski. Here's Snyder again. That is blocked back towards her. Really nice coverage by Huber. Tip for Mitchum. Meyer gets a good swing on it. Wolanski sets Snyder. Looking back corner, and she missed a little bit long. Those are the types of errors, though, you're a little bit more okay with, trying to be aggressive into that coffin corner.
Yes, absolutely. You're comfortable with those errors. She's being aggressive. You know, she's already gotten a kill and a block with this early start to this set.
It was 4 straight matches at the end of non-conference. Tough pass by Reese. That's a rarity. Put the ace in the column for the middle, Alexis Mattil. 4 straight matches, end of conference, non-conference play, start of conference play, where Kate Snyder played 1 set. She had 1 kill over 4 matches. And it was all as Natalie Reese was battling a knee injury, and you can see she wears a brace on her right side. Once Reese kind of settled into her role, that allowed Snyder to settle into her role. Bowling Green now up 3-2 here early. Ball State won 13 in a row after that.
Yeah, those 2 are keys to this Ball State team. I mean, Snyder, she can be absolutely unstoppable on the outside. She is aggressive. She just needs that approach. She has a strong, strong approach, reaches that ball high, and has all the shots she needs.
Reese again, the target. Here's Snyder. Blocked, good coverage by Huber, and then smacked down by Jessica Andrews. You can't teach 6'4".
You cannot teach 6'4", and that's one thing I'll give this Bowling Green team. I mean, they are aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. Even if they have a couple errors in a row, they stay aggressive, and that's how they just wear teams down.
Lauren Hovey has so much attention as the freshman of the year in this league. It's easy to overlook another freshman in Jessica Andrews. Snyder just the bump over. Free ball here for Bowling Green. Nice set on the move. Hovey's dug up by Wolanski. Mitchum rolls, and she missed wide.
That's a
less
tough
okay
shot.
with those errors.
Yes, yep. That's where you have to be smart. Keep it in play. Make Bowling Green earn the point. Don't just give it to them.
5-2 start for the Falcons. Neither one of these teams hit well during the regular season against one another, both sub 200. It was more of a gritted out kind of night. Those are the balls you try to dig up on a gritted out kind of night, though. Mitchum will take it.
Yeah, honestly, very rare that Bowling Green doesn't get those type of balls, but great shot by Mitchum.
Two and a half kills a set this season. Senior out of Bolingbrook in Illinois. 4:30 start time on a Tuesday night before Thanksgiving. It is still a really nice showing. That's off the candy cane. A lot of people submitted the early vacation notice to come on out and get here. Bowling Green traveled well.
Yes, they did. Lots of orange in the stands.
Tough ball. Over with 2 hands. Gilliland made sure that wasn't coming back.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing I said about this Ball State team early. They have got to block tonight. They did not block as much last night did a great job pressing over the net there. Just went and attacked that ball.
And Gilliland was aggressive. Andrews played it a little bit more meekly. And there's an ace for Haven Gates. The Cardinals right back in it after the early stumbles.
Yeah, to stop any of these Bowling Green hitters, you're going to have to be aggressive and be pressing over at all times on these blocking.
Hovey off the high hands. Boy, you see the life in her arm. She hits hard for a rookie.
She hits very hard. She does not look like a freshman out on that court to me.
Last 6 matches for Lauren Hovey. 556, 250, 452, 385, 308 hitting percentages.
I mean, that's what you want in all of your hitters. High hitting percentages, low errors.
Natalie Reese, we talked about her primarily being in the back row, comes through on the pin there.
She does a great job at finding hands. I mean, whether she doesn't have any open shots, she'll find high hands and use that block, use it to her advantage.
Torres, the libero, plays it. First time we see Maya Taylor.
Great touch by Ball State there.
Taylor with the first touch. Second setter is in, Hannah Lauby. She's 10 in black, so that's 6-2 rotation here for Bowling Green. Nice up in the back row. Tight set, miscommunication, and sometimes that can happen in a 6-2, right? You've got a couple of different setters with a couple of different styles.
Yeah, you know, Bowling Green's defense is absolutely amazing, but they have to keep that ball a tiny bit more off the net for these 6-2 setters because they're running up last minute trying to get their hands on these.
Lauby pushes out to Tyler. Give her space, give her time.
She gets on top of that ball. I mean, you can see when she takes her approach, she hits her peak and her arm isn't extended. She can hit straight down for that ball.
With the rotation, Caitlin Meyer goes out. Julia Walls comes in. Couple of changes to Bowling Green's lineup. We talked about one off the top with Petra Indrova moving from the right side to the outside. Julia Walls moved from libero to just a regular old defensive specialist, which is a very selfless thing to do. Overpassed, and Tyler rocks it down. The other move was going to the 6-2. Hannah Lauby, former setter of the year in this league. Now, injury necessitated a little bit of that, but Daniela Tomic told us the plan all along was to go 6-2.
Yeah, you know, it really opens up their offense. They have those 2 right side hitters they can now play, and I mean, all of their hitters are very, very strong.
Mitchum got a touch in the back row. Walls beat.
Yeah, Mitchum's a player definitely to look out for. When Ball State needs a point, she's definitely one of those players that can find it.
A couple of kills. Mitchum rotates out. The freshman from Decatur, Indiana. Just a little bit north here in Muncie is Paige Busick into serve. And that was out. It's an ace. Boy, that's a tough one to play on the line.
Yes, it is. That just drops out of nowhere. It's a great serve.
Yeah, from the side.
Floats and drops right there.
She did it again. 2 hands, and was Reese outside. And that's a point for the Cardinals. That last ace for Busick from the side, you're like, what are you doing playing that ball? And then you look at it from behind and you see the curve on it. Busick did it again. Walls plays it clean. Slide play, Plitt, first time we've seen that. It's a go-to for Ball State. Indrova. That's the first swing for the Mid-American Conference Player of the Year. And that's a Ball State point. Cardinals up by a game-high 4. Timeout, Bowling Green. Cardinals have the momentum. It was a 1-point back and forth early, but Ball State stretched to 4.
Each year, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital works to improve the lives of kids and their families around the world. And this holiday season, Kia wants to help. We're continuing our tradition of helping others by expanding Kia's Accelerate the Good partnership with St. Jude and making a donation for every new car purchased during the holidays. Join us and help celebrate Kia's season of giving back. Kia, movement that inspires.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him.
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
First set of the Mid-American Conference Championship, Mackenzie Kitchell, it was back and forth, 1 point in either direction. Then Ball State got a hold of things. How'd they separate?
You know, they're serving, honestly. I mean, check this serve out. Just drops out of nowhere. Great float serve. They're getting Bowling Green out of system.
They're blocking the player of the year. Indrova off the high hands this time. Slide. No, Wolonsky went to dump it. Faked herself out. And it gives Bowling Green a brief reprieve. It also gets Paige Busick off the serving line. And I think that's the bigger sigh of relief for the Falcons. Jelenise Torres in the orange jersey, best defender, is into serve. Also a really good server. And Wolonsky attacking again into the net. Listen, you're okay with that. She's had 7 kills as a setter twice this year, but maybe some jitters in the first set.
Yeah, and I mean, if you saw when she went for that, Bowling Green was not ready for it. It just happened to not make its way over. Great pass by Ball State.
And you set Plitt. All right, so a couple of things don't go your way. Find your bread and butter.
And I mean, if you watch that play just there, that is MAC volleyball to a T. It's quicker speed. Right here, that pass, quick off the hands, a nice middle getting going. I mean, that's a great play and says MAC volleyball all over it.
Poor Mia Taylor trying to block arguably the best middle in this conference, especially on the slide. Bowling Green able to come right back. They are back within 2.
Yeah, that's going to be a key for both of these teams here, getting their middles going, take a little pressure off their pin hitters. Both of their middles are strong hitters, especially Ball State. So take a little pressure off the pins here, keep your blockers guessing.
Into the tape. Jaden Walls checked back in, second time through for the starting center. That 6-2 rotation. Junior out of Brooklyn, Ohio. She's the sister of Julia Walls, who we'll see at DS tonight. Rotation also brought Hovey back in, 14 in black. And Walls goes behind her for Indrova. Listen, when you're down in a hole, she's the player of the year. Feed number 6.
Yeah, she's actually not gotten fed as much this set as you would think she would, but, you know, they haven't been in system as much to give her the ball, but that is definitely who Bowling Green wants to feed.
First kill tonight for a young woman who played on the right side. 6 rotations last year as player of the year. Switching outside because of the wealth of offense this season. Good up by Busick. Free ball. Where you going? Into the middle, little tip. On the pin, and Snyder missed long.
Yeah, it looks like she tries to go around these blockers here, right line, which she did a great job of, but almost was trying to go a little too much around them than use them. She does a great job tooling the block when she wants to.
Just a drop off of a serve. Gilliland now in there on the middle on the slide. Up to block with Wolonsky. Outside Snyder, and comes right back with the kill.
Man,
on that last error, I was about to say, maybe in September or certainly last year, that hurts Snyder, but she's able to bounce back now where she's at.
And this is what I mean when I say she has all the shots. I mean, she goes line there, she misses a little long. She comes right back there not expecting that cut shot. That is a tough cut shot to dig.
Wolonsky back to serve. Ball State's best option on the line. Huber, great adjustment, but a good put down. Lauren Hovey on the free ball, and Bowling Green is back within 1.
That's some great defense by Ball State, but Hovey said, no way. I mean, she is ready up there. You can see her at all times. She's ready for anything that's coming at her at the net.
Your reward for great defense is this coming at you 90 miles an hour.
Exactly.
Huber, the first touch. That just knuckled, and that is a fourth touch. I don't know what Natalie Mitchum did to that, but the ball just died.
It did, yeah. It almost looked like she hit it such at a peak that her wrist just snapped right on top of this ball. She was able to place it a little more deep. It did tool off the block a little bit there as well.
Haven Gates, transfer out of Indiana Wesleyan serving. Push out to Hovey, right into the block, and she tooled it. Bowling Green back within a point again.
Ball State started out really strong with their blocking. Those are the kind of moves that you cannot do against a team like Bowling Green. I mean, they're going to be aggressive. They're going to use your block. You have got to be pressing over at all times.
I don't want to say Ball State doesn't do it well, but like the one thing it doesn't do as well is block.
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually been shocked by the start of this set. Normally they warm into it a little bit, but the start of this set, I mean, they came out hungry with that blocking so far.
Service error rotates BG through to its second setter. That's Hannah Lauby, 10 in black. First touch by Meyer. Lauby goes to the middle, and just a little whiff by Andrews. BG keeps rolling that boulder up the hill, gets within one. Back down by 3.
They're doing a great job staying in system here.
Tyler, good up by Huber, and almost a good save by Mitchum, but Bowling Green again. It is that from behind fight every single point.
Yeah, you can see at least they're going after this ball. They barely, if they could have gotten one more step on that, it could have popped it up a little easier.
Falcons have not lost since they lost to Ball State back on October 28th, so it's been almost a full month. They've only dropped 5 sets over that span. Wolanski to Plitt.
Great in-system ball there.
Andrews just has to get her hands over better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Ball State's doing a great job staying in system. So, I mean, Bowling Green's middles are being stuck staying with their middle. They can't cheat to either pin. They have to stay with the middle here. And, I mean, Ball State's doing a good job running them. And their middles are doing a great job at getting up every time, pulling those middle blockers.
Busick just has this cutter of a serve. Reese swiping toward the corner. Great save by Bowling Green. Wolanski to Plitt. That's going to drop.
I mean, some great defensive plays by Bowling Green there, but Ball State just kept coming at him. One thing that Ball State does great out of their digging plays is they still stay in system out of tough digs like that.
Ball State first to 20 here, so Bowling Green going to burn its second timeout here in the first set. Out of timeouts for the Falcons. These teams again met back on October 28th. We told you that was a Ball State victory in 3 sets. The Cardinals not only won, but they dominated it. Now, statistically, not the prettiest match you've ever seen. Bowling Green hit 115. Ball State only hit 189. I mean, Bowling Green made 19 hitting errors in the first 2 sets alone. But if you can find a way, that's what makes you a champion, and it's why Ball State is hosting this game instead of Bowling Green. Both teams were 15-3.
Exactly. I mean, even though those stats aren't the prettiest, it speaks volumes to what type of team Ball State is. Even when they don't have the perfect stats, they find a way to win those sets and win those matches. Petra
Indrova, Player of the Year in this conference, hit .086. 5 errors against the Cardinals that night. Tonight, she has 1 kill on 5 swings. There are 3 other Falcons that have taken more shots at the ball than Indrova.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I'll say about Bowling Green. They do not let up. No matter if they're down every second of this set, every second of the match, they will keep coming at Ball State.
Where's your cardboard cutout head?
Oh, I'm kind of glad they don't have one.
It's only current players? There's no alumni section?
Exactly. Not mad about it.
Although that gives you like COVID flashbacks to all the cutouts in the stands.
Oh my goodness.
No, thank you.
Glad that's over.
Paige Busick, wet blanket there. We'll call that a coach point for Daniela Tomic.
BG service from Jelliani's.
Little timeout throws some cold water on Ball State.
Yep.
And here's Jelani's Torres, senior out of Vega Baja in Puerto Rico. Wolanski on the slide. Here's Plitt. Indrova with the bump out to Tyler. Quick ball. Plitt rolled off the net. Good recognition there by Laube that she had to put it over. That was the third touch. And then Reese on the tool.
I mean, Ball State is just in system. They cannot get them out of system right now, and that is helping them tremendously. They're able to run their middles every chance they get, and it's really making it tough on Bowling Green's blocking.
Why are they so good right now?
I mean, they're just staying in system. You see them, they're reading the blocks great, which kudos to the blockers. They're lining up well so their defenders can read around their block, and I mean, they're just sitting on these swings right now.
Service error makes it a 3-point matchup. Setters will rotate again for BG. Jaden Walls is back in. 5 in black will serve here for Daniela Tomic. Listen, passing serve, that's what Ball State has been known for since the days of the late Don Shondell on the men's volleyball side.
Yes.
And it sets you up. Marie Plitt, Ball State's 3 points from a set 1 win.
Yeah. I mean, feed the middles right now. Bowling Green cannot stop them.
And Marie Plitt's going to check out. So Kelly Miller saying, listen, we're up. It's late in the first set. I'm not taking any chances. Let me go with a defensive specialist and a serving specialist.
Absolutely. Keep your defense hot. Keep yourself in system.
I got subs
Smart
to burn.
Move. Exactly.
Kate Vinson, first action. The tough serve to play. And then Kate Vinson took it off the cheek. Hello, Lauren Hovey. She's got one of the heaviest arms in this league.
Yes, she does. It's a great line shot. I mean, you saw how short up on the court. See how short up our Ball State defender is right here, almost at the 10-foot line, and she takes it right off the chest. That is a nice swing.
It was almost a dental bill for Dr. Greg Pyle.
MAC Player of the Year back here.
This is Indrova, picking on Reese back there. Snyder, that drops. Ball just told the line. Torres couldn't track it down.
You don't see that a ton from Bowling Green's block. They are a huge present with their blocking. They normally are pressed over at all times. So for Ball State to be able to push them off the net a little bit, tool that block, very impressive.
Can Wolanski put a little English on this? That's a tough pass. Walls behind her for Hovey. Tip drill. How about that by Gilliland to stay on it?
Great awareness there.
Hovey off the hands, and Bowling Green not going quietly, back within 3. Falcons have not led since early here in the first.
And this is exactly what Bowling Green's known for. This is exactly what they do. They push you. They never give up.
And a timeout by Kelly Miller Phillips. You can't take them with you. You may as well here. 3-point lead. You don't want it to go anywhere, though, for the now back-to-back Mid-American Conference Coach of the Year. I don't want people in Muncie to start getting out the pitchforks, but I'm just saying, maybe there's not a chance that she is the 3-time Coach of the Year. I imagine she will have some suitors.
Right.
There are all eyes on the job that young woman has done since taking over this team.
Absolutely. She's done such an amazing job.
And remember, she lost her first 9 matches as a head coach.
Yes, she did.
Were you here for that?
I unfortunately was. Unfortunately was. It got turned around, but man, it was a rough 9, let me tell you.
I mean, Kelly Miller Phillips has done yeoman's work here in her hometown. Played collegiately at Purdue, but grew up in Muncie, played at Muncie Central. Came back as a protege of Steve Shondell, who was your head coach when you played here.
Yep. Yeah, I got to be coached by both of those individuals, and Kelly does such a great job. I mean, she's so technical, but she's so realistic, too, with what you can do with certain things. I mean, she's a great coach.
Facial expression never changes.
Never. Solid, straight face at all times.
That is what she will look like if her team wins in 3 tonight. Now, in fairness, locker room videos, post-win dances.
She's just focused.
She got after it last year when this team celebrated, but in the moment.
In the moment, all focus. You have to respect.
Huber takes it. Bump set for Wolanski, gives Snyder a chance. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Set point, Ball State in the first. Get up and do the dance.
You saw Snyder kind of shrug her shoulders there. She's like, hey, I'll take it. I'll take any point we can get at that one this time in the match.
Just saw the men's volleyball team out in full force here cheering on. Played in the Final Four last season. Haven Gates serving for the first set. Out to Meyer. Off the block. Good coverage by Torres. Push back Hovey and keep this thing going at 24-21.
I mean, Hovey, she just has a heavy arm. Heavy arm. She likes those line shots. Even when she hit on the outside here, you could tell she slammed it line. On the right side, she cut that line as well.
Hovey is a great server, but she's also very high error. Has to be conservative here, although you don't want to make it too easy for Ball State to pass. Good ball by Gates. Mitchum! Great up. Bump set. Tyler off the hands, and Gates has a chance. Mitchum again. Tip drill. Set by Hovey. First time we've seen that, and it turns into
great job by Ball State.
Continued point. Hovey sets again. Reese. Blocked. Play on. How about that twist for Bowling Green? Hovey is a right side setter. She set a lot early in the season. She can do that for you, and Bowling Green puts her in that position here. Laube and Walls on the bench.
Yeah, that's a great strategy. Both of these teams making each other work very, very hard right now. Ball State staying in system.
Mitchum's blocked, 24-23. Timeout, Kelly Miller-Phillips.
I'll say it again, this is what Bowling Green does. I mean, they come at you, they come at you, they come at you. They do not let up until they have a W behind that set.
Bowling Green in this first set hitting only 200, 13 kills and 5 errors. Cardinals hitting 230. Both of those are below the season averages for these teams. Cardinals 40th in the country in hitting percentage. First in the conference. Bowling Green 4th in the conference. But again, when they met in the regular season, it was a gritted out defense fest. You start to tense up a little bit in this moment, or do you thrive in this moment?
You know what? For both of these teams, they should be thriving in this moment. They both do amazing in these moments. Even when they met earlier this season in their regular game, Ball State, they won in 3, but if you look at those scores, it's neck to neck each set that they play. So, I mean, they're used to it. They're used to these tight sets throughout the match, and they thrive. They live off this.
Now, here's how we got here. Bowling Green. Hovey really was the genesis here. How's she impressed you?
Absolutely. I mean, she is a freshman, and I cannot say another time she does not look like a freshman out there. I mean, she looks like junior or senior at least. She is confident. She is a player that her team looks to for the go-to. I mean, she gets a kill anytime her team needs it.
Third consecutive set point here in the first. Gates took it in front of Huber. Mitchum out of the middle. Wolanski into the middle. And Gilliland puts her team up 1-0. You can push, but Ball State's going to stick on with you. Home team is one set closer to defending its crown. 25-23. First set goes to the defending champs. Mid-American Conference Women's Volleyball Championship rolls on in Muncie when we come on back.
Magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. It needs an opening that sucks you in and a mind-blowing ending that has you hanging on every snap. That's what makes for a great story. And as luck would have it, that's our story.
Only a handful of teams remained, all vying for a spot in the playoff, for the right to call themselves the national champions.
True story. If you want to stand out, you have to cross enemy lines. Ohio State, Duke, North Carolina, Indiana. Experience the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Begins Wednesday at 7:15 on ESPN.
Change is coming.
Are you ready for football to get down to the nitty-gritty? Or whatever this is? Are you making plans for football? Flying for football? Flexing for football? And brushing up on your Spanish for football?
Tu defensa es basura. Eso.
Are you standing up, breaking down, and staying hyped for football? Good. Then you're ready.
That's the prize tonight. Ball State is one set closer to it and a berth to the NCAA tournament. Alongside Mackenzie Kitchell, Joel Gannett, Hadassah Harris is our third member of the crew. What's up, Das?
That these two competitive teams are going head-to-head. Between the two teams combined, there are 7 players who received the MAC postseason award. One of them being Bowling Green's Petra Androva, who's named the MAC Player of the Year 2 times in a row. Another one being Megan Wolanski for Ball State, who was named the Setter of the Year. With so many dominant players between these two teams, it's clear to see why they're playing for a MAC championship this year.
Hadassah, thank you. Yeah, it's just a litter of first-team all-conference performers, and that happens when you're the top 2 teams in the league. But how about Petra Androva, Mackenzie Kitchell? Look at that list. And look at Bowling Green's dominance on that list of 2-time winners.
Yeah, that is very impressive. And as we mentioned earlier, last year she was playing right side. This year she switched to outside. So to win Player of the Year 2 years consecutively, but also 2 years playing 2 different positions, I mean, that's unbelievable.
And I don't know it for a fact, I just know it's true, but I have to imagine Callie Simon is in the building today. Her younger sister, Kendall, is at the end of the bench right now for the Ball State team. A sophomore walk-on who earned her first playing time this year, has been a really nice piece for the Cardinals. So you've got a house divided in that matchup.
That's got to be a tough house divided there in this match.
Ball State up a set here, out to Snyder, just as it started the first set. Second swing. Nice up. And there's Androva with the roll shot. Slide play. Gilliland. How about Reese out of the back row? There's the dump. Hovey forcing the corner and dropping it in.
I mean, that coverage from both teams there off the block was very, very impressive from both teams. But once again, our freshman finding that position in a long rally like that, I mean, she is definitely one to look out for here.
How agile do you have to be to make those kinds of split-second reactions?
I mean, she just sees the court so well, and to be a young player at this level and see it that well with these big blocks up, this defense, these big rallies, I mean, very impressive.
Nice work by Huber, and nobody else could get there. That little I got it, you got it, no one's got it moment. Pivotal moment here in set 2. Last thing you would like to do is go down 2-0 in a Mid-American Conference Championship.
Yeah, Bowling Green's coming out strong here.
As we say that, service error.
Yeah, that's one thing about Bowling Green. They are aggressive servers, but they do make a decent amount of errors because of that. They try to put pressure on the opposing team with that, but sometimes it hurts them.
About 1-to-1 in the service ace to service error this season. Conversely, Ball State is about 1.5-to-1, a little bit better ratio. Torres with the bump real close to the net, and Indrova is going to give the point to the Cardinals. That's 4 touches. Never went across when she tipped it back.
Yeah. She was trying to say that Ball State was over there, but they just found the ball quicker than she did. I mean, she couldn't jump at all. She was under the ball. There was no legality there.
Walls pushes back. Indrova. Off of the up official. Brian Hemmelgarn wasn't signing up for that today. Listen, if something doesn't go your way, and this is a good job by a setter, right? All right, something didn't go for Indrova. Let me feed her. Let me give her a chance.
Oh, absolutely, especially Indrova. I mean, MVP 2 years running, she is going to find a way to put that down for you.
And then a great serve. Behind, Hovey, blocked, Gilliland! I think they'll give Snyder credit for the assist, but that was all the middle from Ohio.
That was a great block there. You can see she presses over the net.
I will die on this hill. That is an all-conference middle.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's shocking that she has not gotten that recognition.
Led the league in hitting last year.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Error into the net. Interesting switch up for Bowling Green. And that's Kat Manley, who was the target of that set. 8 in black. A lot of depth for BG. Manley was awesome. Had 19 kills against Ball State in the championship last year. Has kind of fallen by the wayside this season, but Tomic goes to her here. Bowling Green able to even things up at 4. And that's one of the things for BG. So much talent. The most talented team, Daniela Tomic told us, that she's ever had. But how do you create a cohesive unit with it?
Right. I mean, if they're playing as individuals, that's obviously tough. That's what she said in Drova. She is all about the team. Even though she's been the best player in the league the last 2 years running, she is all about we, never me. And, you know, that is what makes a cohesive team.
Gilliland on the swipe. Off the diving arms of Jaden Walls.
There it is. I mean, you cannot lose her. As an opposing middle blocker, you have to stay with her at all times.
16 swings by the Ball State middles. You mentioned in the first set how much Ball State was in system. If you can pass to your middles, you're going to have a good night.
Yes, you are. Especially with their middles. I mean, just like that.
Speak of the devil, she shall appear. Marie Plitt, first team all-conference, arguably the best offensive middle in this conference. That's 5 kills tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you zone in on Ball State's middles here the next couple points. You watch them, even if they don't get set, they are up every single point trying to keep their team in system.
And that's hard to do, isn't it?
Very, very hard to do.
To create yourself as an option. Natalie Reese.
Great out-of-system ball. Smart. She knew she didn't want to go full-on hard, deep to those corners, just right over that block.
Well, Bowling Green came out with a vengeance here to start the second. Ball State has quickly seized control. This could be a turning point here. Good
Great
up by
dig.
Huber.
Oh, my goodness.
Hovey knocks that down. I was just about to say, I thought if that got to 8-4, you might have seen Daniela Tomic with a timeout.
Yes, I completely agree there. I mean, Hovey, she gets digged after a great, great shot that first swing, and then they come right back at her, and she gets a kill. You just keep feeding her, and you'll be just fine.
Little knuckleball off of Huber. Middle wants it. Andrews with the fake. Tyler got a good swing on it. Here's Mitchum. Right into the block. That's all Tyler. Had some help from Andrews. A couple of young guns who have moved their way into the BG lineup this season.
I mean, look at this block. You think they almost are not going to press over. They do it at the very last second. Got a little lucky there. But they finished strong, and I mean, it paid off.
Haven Gates. Tough call. That's in. Didn't want to risk it. Thought it was out. I think more often than not, if you think, probably play it, though, right?
Exactly. If it's too close for comfort, get an in-system pass, work your way from there.
Over and out.
I like the idea. Let's make her think again.
Right.
Busick comes in.
And if you make Bowling Green do that too often than not, I mean, like we said earlier, with their air to ace ratio with their serving, they're going to be aggressive, and there's a chance they'll get that out, just like they just did.
Great serving freshman. Little popcorn shot from Tyler. Behind the setter, Plitt got tipped. Wolanski had to go a long way to set up Reese. Laube out of the back row in Drova. Huber popped that up scoreboard high. And then Reese, she didn't even hit that hard.
No, she is such a smart player. She knows exactly what she's seeing, and she is placing it exactly where she wants every single time. That was not a mistake place. I mean, look at this thumb down right there. She wanted to make Bowling Green's outside pass.
The English on that ball, it sped up.
Yes.
As it hit the defense.
Yeah, it had a nice little spin on it. She thumbed down that. It was great shot by Reese.
Nice save by Wolanski to keep this going. Tyler, that's a rocket shot down the line.
Yeah, you see as she's approaching, her hand opens up, so she has an open hand. You're thinking tip, but her tip is not a tip. I mean, that's an aggressive tip.
It's one of those moments where you're getting set to play it defensively and your mind goes, oh no.
Right, absolutely. Throw your hands up and hope that you can pop it up.
Julia Walls. Another tough call. Paige Busick makes it right. What are you looking for when you're on the back line and you're trying to decipher this is in or out? Is there a tell to you that it's going to keep going?
So if it's higher than your shoulders, normally it's going to float out. But, you know, some of these great float serves, especially by Ball State, they just drop at the last second. So that can be a tough one.
Stuff tool. Good response by Androva. Boy, there's an intensity in her face right now.
Yes, there is.
I loved what her head coach told us. Daniela Tomic called Androva the morning she was named Player of the Year and said, congratulations, and Petra said, it does not matter, I do not care. All I want is a title.
Yep. I mean, that speaks volumes about the type of player she is.
Can I get some props for that one?
That was a great
Pluck
catch.
that clear out of the sky. Here you go. It's free
You
for
should
you.
have set somebody up.
Yeah. Just play it back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I am not in uniform tonight. I think you have to give that ball back, though, Kitch. That's not a souvenir.
I just want to play.
Here's Tyler. That is out or in.
Ball State.
That's out. Both teams thought it was theirs. Push to the pin in Drova. That is definitely out. Ball State's really taken her away. The intensity is there, but only 3 kills now on 11 swings. The Cardinals have done the job on her in both meetings this season. Good defensive team. Kelly Miller-Phillips, good game plans.
Very.
Tyler, try the other pin. That'll work for you. Listen, if somebody else is going to draw the attention, rise up.
Yeah, all of these outside hitters do a great job at swinging at the right side as well. I mean, that's a huge advantage for Bowling Green. They can swap them, they can switch up what they're running, and they adjust to it, no problem.
Tyler checks out. Second setter is in, Jalen Walls. That 6-2 rotation. Setter's always in the back row for Bowling Green. Wolanski finds Snyder, who found some hands. Kate Snyder, the genesis of the turnaround for Ball State to a degree.
Yeah, that's a great shot by Snyder. You can see they brought her in the court a little bit, and she can hit that high hand block, giving her a couple more options for shots there.
6 kills for Snyder. How much does those, or do those 2-3 steps in from the pin help her out?
you know, it helps her out shot-wise. She can cut it hard to the corner. She can do that thumb under and get a really tight swing there, but she ended up using the block, which is also a great shot by her.
Petra Androva, I think, hurt us. That's now 4 kills for her. But back to the point on Snyder, that's development in her game, right?
Absolutely.
She's a junior. She's an upperclassman. She's learned those things. How did she take off mid-season? Because she started to implement everything she's been doing in practice over the years.
Yes, she has all the shots now. I do not believe she used to. Now she has every shot in the game that you would need an outside hitter go-to to have.
Lovey targeted the setter in the back row. Wolonsky has become a better passer this year, but that one hits the floor. Have yourself a night. Hovey has 9 kills to lead both sides.
I mean, she's a freshman. This is her first MAC championship tournament game, and 9 kills just in the second set. That's amazing.
Mitchum came soaring out of the back row. Snyder again. Tipped it right into Hovey. Boy, you're seeing the future there for Bowling Green.
And you know what? That was not a bad tip here. You can see she tips it into the block. It's actually going out, but she just can't get out of the way quick enough. It's a great shot by Snyder, but just couldn't get out of the way.
And Mitchum rotates out. Kelly Phillips is going to make a change up front. So Mitchum goes to the bench. A little bit of youth comes in here. The freshman Madison Buckley, 21 in white. And Gilliland hits into the block. Boy, the offense is drying up. The Cardinals hunting for answers off the bench, hunting for answers at the pins, on the slides. BG has equaled things.
Yeah, you can feel the energy from the Bowling Green side right now. I mean, they're hungry.
Ooh, and an ace!
You do not see that often from the Ball State team.
I thought we might see a timeout from Kelly Phillips, but she also knew she had the media coming, so she lets that call the timeout for her. Chance to regroup, down a point in the second.
When adventure calls, take the road less traveled.
Wow, it's bumpy back here.
Who are you?
I'm from Edmonds. People come to us first to buy or sell their cars. Like, say you want an SUV, but don't want to drive it into the Grand Canyon. We'll help you find a model that fits how you actually drive. You've never put up a tent before, have you?
Oh, we have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah, we're actors.
Car shoppers go to Edmonds first. We drive it like it is.
Bowling Green on a tear, up a point here in the second set. But, Kitch, this is a battle-tested team. A couple of SEC wins this season for the Bowling Green Falcons. That was a receiving votes Tennessee squad, and then very nearly swept Mississippi State. Shouts to Fritz Rosenberg, who I'm sure is watching, former Ball State assistant.
Yep.
2 huge wins. This league in general, like, you pick up wins like that, the MAC had a great year.
They had an absolutely great year. I mean, this is a strong conference of volleyball right now.
8 of the 12 teams, top 135 in the RPI, top half of the country. Good luck seeing that every night.
Yeah.
Gilliland with the first swing out of the timeout. I think it makes it a danger for anybody who sees either of these teams in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Bowling Green continues to assert itself. Remember, Ball State knocked off Michigan in the first round last year. I wouldn't want to see either of these teams opposite me on selection day.
No, I would not either. I mean, once again, I keep saying Bowling Green will just go after you, go after you, go after you. They will never let up. Ball State is the exact same way.
Snyder, go to her here when you need one. And that's an interesting development for her as a player as you become a stopper, so to speak.
Yes, when you get some confidence behind those shots that you get, those shots that you're comfortable with now, you can mix it up, but you can also, you're not scared to use the block. You go right into the block. You know exactly where you're tooling off of their arm, their hand. That's a huge advantage to have.
This is an interesting front row for Ball State. We won't get to see it yet. Androva misses long. Natalie Reese, who took 7 swings last night and has been more of a defensive presence over the last couple of weeks. Bottom of screen. You've got Buckley, the freshman, who's yet to swing since checking in. And then Gilliland. Who do you go to here for Megan Wolanski? Hovey, tip. Great job. Oh, that's down. Maggie Huber doesn't think so.
Yeah, you could hear her hand under that ball.
And Kelly Miller Phillips will not go to the green challenge card. Save that for later.
Yeah, who to go here for Ball State? I mean, Reese is their go-to. Will find a point no matter what. Their team leader. But their middles, I mean, you got to keep them hot, and they are hot, so feed them.
Marie Plitt just checked back in. Gilliland rotates out. Still have Buckley and Reese on the pins. Huber, great effort, can't get there. Bowling Green back up again. Hovey in the back row now, so Kat Manley checks back in. Plays up front with Andrews and Tyler. Androva's in the back row. You've got all sorts of options offensively. Good up by Torres. Hovey did the setting. Reese.
Out of system ball does a great job there with it.
How about that set? Manley got a swing on it. Plitt knuckles it down. That's 6 kills tonight.
Wow, to run an out of system, to run an in-system ball out of that dig right there. I mean, check this out. She digs it with one hand, pops it up. We're in system, running our middles. That's an amazing job by the Ball State side.
It's why the Cardinals are so good. They pass so well, and then you've got the best setter in the league who can make adjustments on the fly, and then you've got middles that are always available.
Yeah.
It's this constant connection of everyone doing their job.
Yeah.
And an ace puts Ball State back up.
Yeah, you absolutely have to give your middles kudos there. I mean, some middles would not even keep their path and run that path and get up and out of a dig like that, but Ball State is.
Two aces today for Busick. Boy, I thought Andrews would go up and hammer that. Little pop shot from Plitt. Tyler. Bowling Green ties it at 19. This match is very similar to the regular season.
It is. They're both keeping pressure on each other every single point here. I mean, both sides are making them work for it.
And two good offenses that are hitting 170. Reese. Torres keeps it alive. Out to Reese again. Put some heat on it. Bowling Green up a point in the second.
Yeah, Reese thought she had that cross shot there. Middle blocker got there very last second and got her hands on that, but
Falcons went to the NCAA tournament in the COVID season, the spring of 2021. Trying to make it back there this year. For Ball State, it would be their second consecutive trip in 4 years. Fell to Nebraska in 19, of course beat Michigan before falling to #1 Louisville last year. You have so much championship level experience on this court right now.
And you can tell, I mean, in these situations, they are calm, cool, collected on the court. They're not stressed about it. They know they'll come back point by point.
Plant! That was fancy. Androva. Boy, that little tip at the net gave Ball State a chance.
That defense keeping us in this rally.
Androva stuffed! Oh, Marie Plitt! Get it out of here!
I mean, check this out. She is, look how far over the net she is. She is ready to slam that ball straight to the ground. That is great. I mean, that is very technical, perfect blocking technique there.
I keep saying Plitt is the best offensive middle in this league, and Marie Plitt is saying, no. I'm the best middle in this league.
Yes, she is.
That time, Androva puts it through. Snyder. Okay.
I mean, look at that shot.
Timeout, Bowling Green.
When I say she has all the shots, I mean she has all the shots.
I don't know, like, Hovey just held up a window pane and let that ball go through.
Yes, she did. She was trying to give her a tiny, tiny bit of line, a tiny bit of cross, cover that in between because she was basically one-on-one. And I mean, she found that sliver of line. Great dig there. Right to that sliver of line.
I think it literally hit it through Hovey's hands.
Yeah.
Kate Snyder really jumping up here finally as a junior. Yes. Came in with a ton of hype, Mackenzie. Came from Team Pineapple, that's Loy Ball's team up near Fort Wayne, Angola. Loy Ball, of course, the Olympian, phenomenal American setter. It's a heck of a pedigree to have. And played a little bit as a freshman, but never really settled down roots until the beginning of conference play this year. Ball State lost its first 2 matches in conference play. It was 0-2. And it was at that point that Snyder was inserted into the lineup, had a little bit longer leash, was able to really run, was able to come into her own. Ball State rattled off 13 consecutive wins. Not to say that those are 1-1 correlation, but it was a big part of it.
Sure. And you know, sometimes when those outside hitters, they get so many swings every single set. Sometimes when they do have that longer leash, they can get more comfortable, get more confident in their shots, in their swings. You know, she takes a really, really aggressive attack here, and her approach is just strong every single time. If she doesn't get that, she does not have the power she normally wants.
Served, knocked Walls back on her rear. Plitt.
Out of system ball here.
And Snyder almost put it down the line for a point. Instead, Bowling Green is back within 1.
Yeah, she likes that out-of-system line shot. We saw her have a great out-of-system line shot last night that she got a kill on. Normally when you're out of system, you see the hitter just throw it cross, high, keep it in system, but she goes after it.
Wolanski, that big high ball to Snyder, and she misses long, so we're tied at 22. That point there, though, we talk about the jumps that Snyder made. It was actually a change that Ball State made to its offense, and we have a timeout for Kelly Miller-Phillips. Natalie Reese, when she plays on the pin, plays a first tempo ball. It's a real fast shove out there to the edge.
Yeah.
That didn't work for Snyder. So the Cardinals started going to that higher kind of lob set. It gave Snyder more time to make reads, to make adjustments, to pick her shot. That was one of the real big things that allowed her to take off. Granted, she just made an error.
Yeah.
But those types of things went away when it was that change that came into the picture. Really good coaching. It's why Kelly Miller-Phillips won Coach of the Year, but gave her player a chance to thrive.
Right, absolutely. And as I just said a couple minutes ago, I mean, she takes a really aggressive approach into her swing. If she can't get back, Ball State has fast tempo passes, digs. If she can't get back and take that aggressive approach, she does not get the heights she wants on her jump and on her reach. So I think that helps her a lot. Smart by Ball State to give her a little extra time there.
Well, BG putting the pressure on here in the second set. Team that Daniela Tomic said is her most talented since she's been a head coach. Actually, since she's been a coach. Arkansas, Little Rock, LSU, FIU. Replaced Denise Vandewaal, who spent nearly 30 years at Bowling Green. A little bit better than a decade as the head coach. And of course, the 2020 MAC Coach of the Year in that pandemic season where Bowling Green was nearly untouchable. Wolanski did the only thing she could there. Androva, that does drop down and hit the floor. Now we said Ball State did a really good job to silence her But Androva has started to, you know what, say I'm the player of the year and let me take over.
Yeah, you can tell not only is this one of the best, or the best team that she has coached, but I mean, they're gritty. They want the wins. They want to work hard. They're not going to make it easy on anyone.
Androva again.
They go back to her. Not surprised by that.
That's her two best players there. Hovey and Androva working in tandem. And then that found the ground in front of Hovey.
Yeah, Snyder not scared to go into those hands, which shows that she has some confidence there. A lot of hitters will try to hit around the block. I mean, when you're a confident hitter, you want to use that block. You want to take advantage of if they're pressed off the net a little bit.
Same substitution here Ball State made at the end of the first set. Kate Vinson in to serve from a replay. Vinson with the first touch. It's going to be set point for whoever scores here. And it's Bowling Green. Androva just shot that out of a slingshot.
That is a hard swing there. Look at that. Those arms on that approach. I mean, she knew she was going to cut that ball hard.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, they probably can't hear that on the TV, but that was a hard, hard hit ball.
I liked the reaction from Brian Hemmelgarn, our up referee, to that timeout. He pointed at Kelly Miller-Phillips as if to say, did you want a timeout? Timeout? Okay. Ball State takes a timeout. It's their second here of the second set. You've been in a Kelly Miller-Phillips huddle. What's she saying here?
She's not being light and fluffy right now, I'll tell you that. She's making it pretty intense, letting them know, you know, this is it. We got to score this point. There's no way around it. And knowing her, she's giving them an exact game plan of what Bowling Green's going to do, an exact game plan of what they're going to give back at him.
Bowling Green fans traveled well. Kelly Miller-Phillips' parents were actually sitting in the middle of that shot. The head coach from Ball State's parents right in the center of the Bowling Green fans. On the right side of your screen there.
Oh, yeah, I see.
I think they're more stressed than their daughter.
Absolutely. I can only imagine.
It is set point for Bowling Green. Trying to take their first set in 5 tries against Ball State this year. Last 2 times these teams met for a MAC title, we went to 5. Gilliland. Out in Androva.
Miscommunication there.
Here's Snyder. Good work by Huber. Snyder again. Is blocked. We know we're not going 3 tonight. Tied at 1. MAC title on the line.
This match is tied at 1. We will see you at 5.
Bowling Green Falcons take it by the same score that the Ball State Cardinals did in the first, 1-all.
This is a Tempur-Pedic mattress, and it's designed to help make aches and pains a thing of the past. Because only Tempur-Pedic uses our one-of-a-kind, incredibly adaptive Tempur material to relieve pressure points and support your body in a way no other mattress can. Molecule by molecule and millimeter by millimeter. All night, every night. Save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets and get deep, undisturbed rest during the Tempur-Pedic Black Friday event. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
Not far away lies a magical place where people start work with a smile on their face. Every great workplace, like the ones you see here, make people their purpose so they grin ear to ear.
Hey, Peloton, step into your power. Let's go.
Ah, you didn't come to work out. You came to outwork. Let's get it.
Yo. Boom. 2 + 2 = 4. Come on, you got this. Everyday man's on the block. Beats,
no challenge, no change.
The ting goes. Let's go. Skitty kick.
Get up to $300 off accessories. Terms apply.
For a limited time, it's the Mitsubishi Motors year-end sales event. Get power, safety features, and bold style. Visit your local Mitsubishi dealer and learn more.
Does that count as a palindromic score, right?
Yes.
25-23, 25-23. We are tied at 1 here in the Mid-American Conference Championship. It's Ball State and Bowling Green. It's 1 versus 2. It's Mackenzie Kitchell, Joel Gaudette. We'll hear from Hadassah Harris in a little bit as well. Bowling Green took advantage in that second set. Ball State has the best offense in this conference. It hit 0-23. What'd the Falcons do?
You know, their blocking presence, that second set was uncomparable to the first set. Ball State came out that first set, their blocking presence was strong. I mean, these are strong hitters all across the net on both sides. Your blocking has to be strong for your defensive presence as well in the backcourt.
If you're going to win a championship, your best players need to play really well. Hovey has 11 kills right now. That leads the way for Bowling Green. Petra Androva's the player of the year. She came alive in that second set. If you're Ball State, who needs to rise to the occasion to equal that effort?
Yeah, I mean, our right sides and our setter, we have to block better on the right side for Ball State. The outside, Androva, I mean, she absolutely came alive that second set. Hovey, I will say it again and again, does not look like a freshman out there. I mean, she takes control of these sets. She wants the ball every single point, and she will find a way to get a kill for her team.
First team all-conference and the freshman of the year this season for Lauren Hovey. Bowling Green hitting 172. Ball State hitting 123 in this, and this is not like an offensive Monet here. But you can grit it out in a championship. You can earn yourself a championship. Look at those dig numbers.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what both of these teams are going to have to do. Their backcourt is strong. Their front court defense, their blockers are going to have to be strong if they want to come out with a W at the end of this.
Let's check in with Hadassah.
Yeah, guys, earlier today, Coach Daniela Thomas said that it's not the X and O's or the talent that's what's got her team where they are now. She said it's the we before me attitude. That's what's gotten this team so far. She said she doesn't expect anything else to carry them throughout this match other than the we before me mentality.
Talk about Petra Androva and that we before me mentality. Somebody who was the right side for this team last year and won player of the year. And then looked at the roster and said, yeah, but if I play outside, we can be better. So she and Daniela Tomic say, all right, Petra Androva, you're now our starting outside. We saw Kat Manley in that second set. Didn't have a kill, but she did play significantly. Was a huge piece of BG's offense. Daniela Tomic said she's a great teammate. Doesn't really play this year. It's all about supporting the greater good. It's why BG's here.
Absolutely. That's what makes great players, is whatever it takes to get team wins, and they're all a part of that.
Just us talking here. Hard to manage egos sometimes when you're talking about college athletics, no?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, sometimes. But hey, the good players put their teams first, and they want championships. And you know, if you are in a team sport, you know it takes a full team to win championships, not one or two individuals.
Ball State starts on the service line here in the third set. Megan Wolonsky led this league in aces last year. And there is her first.
With an ace.
Putting some pressure on BG there right away.
It's an ice-cold expression, too.
Yeah, you can tell Ball State is not thrilled that they just lost that second set, and they're coming back with a little vengeance.
Walls pushes behind, looking for Androva. Getting those high touches at the net. And then with Ball State's back line sucked up, it's so hard to go track those toward the back line.
Yeah, she's a tough person to defend. I mean, she can slam the ball at the 10-foot line if she wants, and she can use hands where it soars out after touching those blockers' hands. So she's a tough one to defend, absolutely.
Honorable mention All-American last year. First All-America nod of any kind in BG history, Petra Androva. She has the first touch in the back row here. And there's Mandley. Just talked about her playing a little bit in the last set, not coming up with a kill. She has her first kill here in the third set. The other thing about Androva, we talked about team. We haven't mentioned this at all. Beginning of the season, she wasn't playing front row.
Right.
Player of the year last season as the right side, but for the good of the team, she was on the bench, and then she was a back row specialist. Because you've got so many options up front.
Yeah. I mean, that speaks volumes about a winning team. They have to have a strong bench. They have to have replacements if they need it. But her putting the team first, that's shows what type of person and player she is.
Look at that block total. BG +7. Buckley.
Keeping it alive here.
And then Gilliland, really good reaction. Snyder, that's long. Ball State looks a little flustered. You can read it in Snyder's facial expression.
Yes, they definitely look a little flustered.
It's never a good feeling when you're searching for an answer. And we've got a replay review for a net fault here.
Yeah, you don't see Ball State look like this too often or not, even when they are down. I mean, even last night's match, when they were down going back and forth, they were calm, cool, collected, aggressive in their swings, defense. You don't see them on their heels too often.
Right now, Bowling Green leads by 3. After really storming from behind to take that second set, we're looking at a net fault possibility. Now, the net's already moving because of the ball in the net. So that takes away that clear indicator.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That was... looked like a pretty clear block. Definitely a close one, though.
And I'm a little surprised that you challenged that one and not the call that we had at 17-16 at the end of the last set. Just from a momentum standpoint, especially because I don't think there was a call here to be had.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Kelly Phillips, the coach of the year, her 2 new assistants this season. Justin Wells on the right side of the screen, Tucker Bidding, replacing Fritz Rosenberg and Tiffany Kors. It's a brand new staff for this MAC championship team from a year ago. I don't think there's a net violation there. I actually like that view better than the one we saw on the net camera.
Right.
That would be the question mark. But
yeah, I mean, they were pressing over a lot on that block, but I didn't see it move. I did not see the net move, so it's a close one.
If anything, this works as a free timeout.
Right.
Because it just calms Ball State down. The Cardinals are now hitting 0.92.
Yeah, Bowling Green's block are definitely putting some pressure on these Cardinals up front.
This is the #1 offense in the Mid-American Conference, and Mackenzie Gilliland has 2 kills and 2 errors. Kate Snyder has 9 kills and a season-high 9 errors. Natalie Mitchum has 3 kills and 3 errors, and we have not seen her since early in the second set. Ball State's offense is out of sorts. The only one really playing well is Marie Plitt. I think Kelly Phillips is maybe thinking, listen, if I can try to buy a point somewhere, I'll do it.
Yeah, makes sense. Smart move. This block is definitely putting some pressure on Ball State's offense, so they need to find a way around that, play a little smarter if they need to, grow some confidence in this next set.
I'll say this. We're not rushing it.
No. You're absolutely right about that.
Diane Hood there. Well, welcome to Joel's Soapbox. You need definitive proof to make any sorts of call on a replay, and I think at this point we don't have definitive.
Yeah,
this is too long for definitive.
I would agree completely with you.
So whatever it is, and we play.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I couldn't agree more with you, though.
And I think Daniela Tomic is saying, like, yeah, you know. And it's a Bowling Green point. So Ball State loses the challenge. It has 2 remaining. Although Kelly is flabbergasted she didn't win that challenge. Indrova leading by 3. That's a great serve.
Yeah, she started getting hot at the middle to end of that second set there, and I mean, she's not slowing down at all.
5 aces tonight for the Bowling Green Falcons. Snyder, it was an out-of-system swing. Overpassed, and BG was over in Ball State's stuff. So the Cardinals do earn a point. For as in-system as Ball State was in the first set, they don't know what a system is right now.
Right. Yeah, you are correct about that. They kind of need to reset, regroup here, get their normal in-system routes running here.
Walls to Manley.
Off the tips. And now, point Falcons.
I believe a 4-point lead here for Bowling Green is the largest of the night in any set. Jess Andrews rotates in. Kat Manley had double-figure kills in 7 of the first 10 matchups this season. Has been a non-factor in conference play. Goes to your depth when you can bring your bench players in the MAC tournament.
Yes.
And they're huge. And another error for the Cardinals. It is a 5-point Bowling Green lead.
Yeah, and you can just imagine what their practice teams are. I mean, their starting side, their non-starting side. You're playing against a non-starting side that is just as good as your starting side.
What did Daniela Tilmich tell us? Their starters lose regularly in practice. And they lose the point.
Makes you better every single day.
Makes you angry is what it is.
It makes you angry, but it drives you to be definitely better every single day. And figure out a way to score, figure out ways to win against tough, good players.
There's Plitt. Boy, if you can get her the ball, that's your breadwinner.
Yep.
But you've got to be able to get it there. That's 7 kills for Plitt tonight on 16 swings.
This is exactly what Ball State needs to do the rest of the night. I mean, they got a nice touch on that block, helped their defense get an in-system ball.
Followed up with an ace for Maggie Huber.
Huber is a huge key to this Ball State team. I mean, her passing, her digging, she keeps them in system through just about everything. I mean, very, very impressive libero here.
Way out to Manley. She ran underneath that a little bit too much. Manley had a solo block and had a freshman in front of her as well. That's a tough ask of Buckley. 8-5 Bowling Green. Tyler checks back in. That's where you miss Natalie Mitchum. Buckley came in as a sub last set.
Yeah, Mitchum is a huge presence for Ball State on that right side, blocking and hitting. She finds a way to get kills, so she's definitely missed on the court right now.
Tough ball, but it stays alive. Wolonsky, that time can't keep it going.
Bowling Green is very confident right now. You can tell their shoulders have relaxed a little bit. They're in their normal groove, being aggressive. I mean, if you get in your heels at all in a volleyball match, you can get yourself in trouble for sure.
Plitt hooks that down. That's 8 kills tonight from Marie Plitt.
I mean, Plitt is keeping Ball State in this match right now, single-handedly.
993 career kills for Marie Plitt.
I mean, look at her wrist snap on top of every single ball she hits. Even if she's not on top of the ball, she finds a way to make sure that ball snaps down.
Manley, that's a kill to answer.
I will say Ball State's middle blocking is struggling a little bit to get to those pins right now. Hurting Ball State for sure. Having to go up single one-on-one blocks here against Bowling Green.
4 kills tonight for Kat Manley. She has been awesome and needed. Not a whole lot from Caitlin Meyer, 4-time all-conference performer, so Manley has filled the void. Slide play for Plitt. Hovey sets Tyler, and it's Tyler. Sophomore out of Louisville, Kentucky. Been a big beneficiary of the attention played elsewhere tonight. Timeout, Ball State.
Yeah, Tyler is a strong, strong hitter.
You talked about the block not closing. That was a great example of it.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that more when we come on back. Falcons lead big here in the third.
I want to be quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I want to carry 80,000 fans to victory. You know, nothing major.
Find out where that road leads. Take on any challenge. When you have the #1 brand in dependability, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Kia, movement that inspires.
Not far away lies a magical place where people start work with a smile on their face. Every great workplace, like the ones you see here, make people their purpose so they grin ear to ear.
Bowling Green up by its largest margin in any set here tonight. And it's hitting 500. 7 kills, 1 errors in the third set. Kitchell, you talked a little bit about Ball State needing to close the block better. Last kill, a great example.
Yeah, this is a perfect example of that here. In a second, we get a pass. They throw it up to the outside here. We have a wide open area that swinger can just take charge at. I mean, Bowling Green is not being pressured by Ball State's block right now, and that is a huge problem.
Call that a coach point for Kelly Phillips. Throws a little wet blanket with the called timeout on Bowling Green's rally. As an outside, when you see a middle sliding over late, like your salivation level on a scale of 1 to 10 is where?
High.
Here's Androva. Little miscommunication well out of system. Plitt on the slide, mishit that. That's a rarity for the Cardinals. Middle, and a whistle. It's a double touch. First time we get that called today on Hovey. One of the 3 Bowling Green setters tonight. There are not many volleyball matches at any level where 3 people are regularly manning the setting position.
Right, and 3 very good setters.
Got a service error to make it a 4-point lead again. You've got the 6-2 with Jaden Walls and Hannah Lauby playing. They're rotating in and out. And then depending on how things are going, when you get Hovey in the back row, she takes over and just sets herself.
Yeah, that's a nice out for Bowling Green to have.
Here's Hovey, out to Tyler. Flicked into the corner, great work by Walls. Tyler, better job on the block.
Absolutely. Ball State's had some extra extra time there. It was a high out-of-system ball. They did a nice job at closing and pressing over. They got time, both of their hands. I mean, look at Plitt there. Her hands are over and ready.
Plitt checks out into the back row. She'll serve. Gilliland now up front, manning the block. Tip drill over her. Indrova into the block. She tooled it well. And the Falcons going nowhere. Here in the third set, they still lead by 4.
And now serving Jaden Walls.
Smart move by Indrova. They're using Ball State's block. I mean, they're starting to get a little more comfortable with their blocking, but has not been strong these last set and a half for sure.
Walls back in. She is serving and setting. So Hovey is back front row, purely hitting. Opposite Indrova. Oh, a free ball turned into a point. That happens like once a night, and Ball State needed it.
They absolutely needed it, and they need to play off of this.
No, it looks the same on paper. That's a kill for Snyder. And maybe that gets Snyder going. 9 errors tonight, a season high. Indrova.
Great touch.
And Huber sends it over free. Walls sets the middle. Mattil picks up the point. You know, you catch one break if you're Ball State. And then